Good evening. I'll now call the City of Cannon Falls City Council meeting for Tuesday, January the 5th to order. Roll call.
Councilmember Berg is absent. Councilmember Gallops.
Here.
Holst.
Here.
Johnson.
Here.
Madsen.
Here.
Schoblum.
Here.
Mayor Robinson.
Yep. All please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to 2016 and the first City Council meeting of the new year. At this time, the chair will take a motion to approve the agenda as submitted.
So moved.
I'll second.
A motion by Merle and a second by Rod. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Agenda is approved. This time, we'll move on to item 5 this evening, which is public input. Citizens may speak to issues not on the agenda. Before speaking, please give your name and your address for the minutes, and please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Is there anyone that wishes to address the council under public input this evening? Seeing as there is no one, we will move on to item 6, which is the police officer badge pinning. Chief McCormick.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mayor and City Council, as you know, we've been going through this process of pinning badges on officers rather frequently the last couple of years. I'm hoping that we have hit a point where we won't have this occurring on a very regular basis. It's very satisfying for me to present to you guys our newest officer, to have his badge pinned on. I appreciate the mayor being willing to administer the oath to him. And then he is going to have his mother, Thea, pin his badge on. And so at this point, I'd like to introduce Marcus Fleur. And Marcus joins us with a little bit of law enforcement experience. He had worked several months for a sheriff's department, and then he's coming over to the Cannon Falls Police Department. So it's kind of nice to be converting somebody from a brown uniform to a blue uniform instead of having a person in blue uniform swiped away to put on a brown uniform. So we're very happy to have him joining us. If Marcus, you could come on up.
And Chief, I think we have to do the recommendation, have to approve the hiring.
Oh, if you want to move down to that first, yes,
Yeah,
that's
Go
fine.
ahead and do that before we pin the
Okay,
badge.
very good.
The staff will, our mayor will take a motion to approve the hiring of Officer Fuhrer.
So moved.
Second.
A motion by Merle, second by Rod. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Now we can do the official stuff.
I apologize, I forgot that those were both on the same agenda, just in a reversed order. So, Marcus, you now come up. And more importantly, now I'm very happy because now it's official. So, the mayor will administer the oath.
Raise your right hand, please. I state your name.
I, Marcus Fleur,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota.
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota.
I will faithfully and impartially discharge
I will faithfully and impartially discharge
and perform all the duties of police officer of the Cannon Falls Police Department
and perform all the duties of a police officer with the Cannon Falls Police Department
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Thea, you would come up. After you get it done, just spin the class. Mayor and Council, I'm very pleased to present our newest officer. He'll be joining the department on Thursday as his first day, and we should see him on the road in his training shortly after that.
Let's give him a round of applause. Welcome aboard. And this time we'll move on to the consent agenda. Items of this area of the agenda may be adopted or they may be removed and placed on the business area of the agenda for discussion purposes before approving. For those folks at home, I will read the consent agenda. Item A is the just and correct claims for accounting period ending December the 31st, 2015. Item B are the meeting minutes for the December 15th, 2015 City Council meeting. Item C, Resolution 2175, designating the depositories for the city funds for the fiscal year 2016. Item D, designation of official newspaper for 2016. Item E, increase ambulance rates for service. Item F, approve memorandum of understanding for 2016 wages for LELS collective bargaining agreement. Item G, Resolution 2176, accepting a donation from Invenergy to the ambulance department. Item A, Resolution 2177, accepting a donation from Invenergy to the police department. And item I, Resolution 2178, accepting donations for the parks department. Are there any items anybody wishes to bring down? Seeing as there are none, Mayor will take a motion to approve the consent agenda as submitted.
So moved.
I will second.
Motion by Merle, second by Rod. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. That moves us on to council business this evening, which is the election of Mayor Pro Tem. Morris has been doing a great job over the last couple of years. Do I have any recommendations from anybody?
Keep Morris.
Have a motion for Morris. Do I have a second?
I would like to get experience doing it too, so. It's okay, whatever.
Okay, I've got a motion for Morris. Do we have any other motions? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of Morris?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Congratulations for another year. I'm not. That moves us on to reports. Mr. Maroney.
The only thing I have is the planning commission will not meet next Monday night.
Dave, are we needing a couple citizens to be on the planning commission?
We do, we would welcome 2 more additions to the.
Yeah. So anybody out there that wishes to apply to be on the city's planning commission, we sure could use you. They meet usually once a month or sometimes every other month, depending on what is needed with the city. So we'd appreciate any citizens that would like to apply.
With winter finally arriving, I just ask that people give the plows a little space, a little consideration if you're trying to drive around them. Try to keep your garbage dumpsters on snow days up in the driveway if you can. Can't see my driver's mirrors, they can't see you, so don't sneak in behind them. Turn your lights on in the morning when you're driving to work. Get the snow off your windshield. Don't let your kids or grandkids build any snow forts in the boulevard, because if we see them, we'll break them up, because I don't want the risk of my guys entombing somebody. So if we see a snow fort on the boulevard, we'll breaking that up. Ice rink, hopefully this coming week, it's going to get cold. But with the way the El Nino's going, who knows? So that's all I've got.
Just got one item, and either one of the February meetings will be having I've talked to Mayor Robinson about this, a workshop meeting, just to do some planning, some discussions on some projects that have been in the past, or at least discussed in the past, such as 3rd Street Bridge. You know, what do we want to see, or what do you want to see as a group with that structure in the future? And we've talked about the sanitary sewer that's over the river right now. Just get some direction for that project or potential project. Swimming pool, you know, every year we limp it by. Is there something else you want us to look at? And so forth. So we'll be putting kind of a list together of that, and we'll just do that probably immediately after a council meeting, one of the 2 in February, whichever works out. That's all I have.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Can I ask a question? Since I'm a bus driver, the kids have been wondering when the ice skating rink would be open.
I would say possibly next week. With the warm temperatures and the blacktop on that hockey rink, it's just nearly impossible.
So maybe
Good.
next week.
Yep, we get some cold temperatures starting this Friday. I would think we'd have ice by midweek.
Yeah, okay.
Nothing.
I have nothing. Just everybody be careful out there. Winter is finally here, and Chair will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.